What's going on? Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. This is a quick impromptu video. I haven't been on here for a while, so if you don't see it live, it's gonna be on my YouTube channel and it's gonna be in my group, so you can always catch it, right? But kind of been the way, kind of just studying and mastering certain parts of the business game and how to get better in my own personal businesses and obviously in coaching and mentorship. Been getting a lot of DMs and emails and um, you name it. There's people kind of just requesting mentorship and coaching and kind of getting that ready for you guys. I have something special coming down the line, probably in 2 weeks, a couple weeks. That's gonna probably change your business, right? But quick, my computer's acting up. I don't know what's going on. The computer is acting up crazy. Of course, I want to do it now, but real quick, I didn't make it quick. I kind of want to go over leads, how to get better leads, how to get leads, right? And then how to turn those leads into sales, right? Those are the main. If you're making under, I don't know, so much, say 10, 20,000 per month, that's what you should be focusing on right now is getting leads, not getting customers, right? Getting leads, lead generation, right? And conversions, right? Turning those leads into actual customers and sales and money, right? What I know most of us do, we go to the low hanging fruit, right? And that is we do some personal cold calling, we do some mailings, maybe some door to door, maybe some networking. A little bit networking is the long game, um, referral, but we aren't consistent with it, and two, it's the slow game, right? It's just real slow, and we get frustrated. And I know what happens is, saying my coach says is that success loves speed, right? So, but we're going to the low hanging fruit. What most coaches are telling us, or what we just know how to start a business, is the easy stuff. I'll ask a few friends if they know anybody. I do a few calls here and there in mailings, and some flyer droppings, right? And all those work, right? All those still work to a point, but it's just real slow, right? And usually most people aren't consistent enough to last to make it work. You might have to spend, or you might have to call 1,000 or 2,000 calls, right, to get 5 leads. And out of that 5 leads, you're turning one to a customer, maybe, right? So I've been focused on for the last probably few months is how do we still do those things? How do we still obviously cold call? How do we still do mailings? Some door to door. Obviously, networking is the key to it, but networking is the long game, right? Referral programs still work, but again, it's the long game, right? What we aren't what we aren't mastering, or even being very good at, it's lead generation, right? It's social media marketing, paid ads, it's Google ads, right? Google ads, they're somewhat expensive but very, very effective, right? You're probably going to spend, on a low budget, 50 to $75 per day. And obviously on a higher budget, you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars per day. Some companies do, but you can still do it on a lower budget, a lower side budget, right? And get some leads, right? It's Google My Business, Google Ads. Um, Again, long, it's the Google Ads. A business is a long game too, right? SEO, long game. Cold call email marketing. It's the cheapest version. It's also a long and a fast game. What that is, and you can do it a free way, and you can do it a paid way. The paid way gets you success faster. The free way still works, right? But it's going to be a slow game, right? And obviously, LinkedIn. How many of us know and use LinkedIn for a commercial cleaning business? And I mean, use it like that. Just because you don't know it, you still should be using it, right? And with YouTube and Udemy and just kind of doing all this, these platforms that teach LinkedIn, we have to know LinkedIn going forward if you want to have a successful commercial cleaning business. all your target, all your future customers, right? They're on LinkedIn, right? They're on LinkedIn, property managers and business owners and you name it. They're on LinkedIn, right? You also need to be able to have good list, right? When I say list, I mean targeted list of people who actually need your service, right? And you can get these lists from obviously LinkedIn, right? Is it hunter.io? I use apollo.io, Zoom Info, and scrape.io. That's for Scrape really is for to get good emails on LinkedIn. Right, that's what Scrape is for. One second. On LinkedIn, right? So, but again, my suggestion to everybody is creating marketing campaigns. One thing I don't know, um, one thing I've been hearing from customers that I do like either the strategy calls on or they DM me or email me is folks are not doing the higher level um, lead generations. They're doing the things that they just know and what comes easy to them, right? Which is the mailings and the flyers and they'll call a few people. And I'm telling you, what's going to change the game for you is to learn, if not master, but at least be good enough to do your own campaigns. It's social media marketing, Google paid ads, Google My Business, SEO, and cold email marketing and LinkedIn, right? So understand that why it's important to have marketing campaigns. And the definition of a marketing campaign, it's an organized course of action to promote and sell your service, right? So it's an organized way. And I get it at the beginning, you don't know too much, you kind of just want to do it all, right? But to get real leads on autopilot, right? And again, I say that because how many of us know how many leads we're getting per month? Are we getting one here or there? Are we getting 10 every month? Are we getting 20 leads every month? Right. And then you should know how many of those leads are you converting to a phone call? Right. And then from that phone call, how many are you converting to a walkthrough? And then from that walkthrough, how many proposals are you submitting each month? Right. So obviously business is a numbers game. Every business you go, this is a numbers game. It's not about cleaning. It's not about having the best you know we call vacuum cleaner. This is a numbers game, right? You should know for every 10 leads I get, right, I turn every 10 leads to one paying customer. But you also have to know prior to that, okay, so I know to even get to the leads, my goal is say 10 to 20 leads per month, which sounds crazy, but it's not hard to do because we're doing it the slow way of calling a few people here and there, sending some flyers up. That's the slow way. And you'll get business that way, but most people are going to lose interest in this business before they become successful because they're doing it so slow, right? So you should know for every say 200 cold calls, you're getting one lead for every 200 calls. You should know for every cold email you send, or for every 100 email you send, you might get one lead, right? For every I don't know Google ad or whatever, you should know this data because now you can dictate how many leads you're going to get per month. Then from that, you're going to dictate how many clients you can get per month, and now you can dictate how much money you can make per month. Right? It's all through a numbers game and through data, right? And it's going to be a hard way to do it the old-fashioned way. That's why I'm saying you have to learn and master, or even have someone set up for you. Um, the future way of marketing, lead generation, right? And again, I'll say them again. It's SEO. Again, that's a long game. It's cold email marketing, right? It's LinkedIn. It's Google My Ads, right? It's Google Ads, and it's social media marketing, paid ads. There's some more too, but those are the ones that I know of. Those are the ones that I know pretty well. Those are the ones that I've been studying for the last year or so, right? And all of them work. Some are going to work. Some are for the long game, and some can get you leads in a matter of two weeks, 5 days, 7 days, and it's a consistent flow of leads. So when folks say they get leads on autopilot, they really mean that they're on autopilot, right? Because again, they have learned the lead generation, right? Because again, you're a business owner now, so you have to master certain skills, right? And the least, it's crazy, but the least skill you should be, well, the least skill you have to master in this cleaning business is cleaning, right? That's the least skill you master, right? I'm not going to say I've never, I'm not, I suck at cleaning. I suck at cleaning. I really do. But I made my brother and me, a 7-figure cleaning business because we don't know cleaning. We're good at networking. We're good at lead generation. We're good at team building and hiring, right? And we're becoming better on systems, right? I don't know anything about. We hired a like a cleaner, she was a cleaner. She still is, but she's our trainer. So she was an excellent because she would clean places, and we would get reviews on her cleaning. So we hired her as our trainer. So she trains our new cleaners, that come in. She oversees them, make sure that they're doing their job right. And if we have subs, if we hire subs, she makes sure that the subs are doing their job right. But again, I don't know cleaning. I just know good and bad work. I know when something's not clean or is clean, or when I'm getting a rave review from the same cleaner, I can't lose her. So I have to make her our trainer per se, right? And while we focus on leads, and again, when I first started, I know nothing about lead generation. I was the same way. I got my leads from friends and family, handed a few flyers out, maybe door to door, some referrals after a while. You know what I'm saying? But then after a while, it was strictly through networking and referrals, right? And then learning lead generation. And again, so now I figured out how do we get 5, 10, 20 leads, right, coming in each month. And again, I didn't say customers, I said leads, because those are how it starts off. And then you got to know how many leads are turned into to customers, sorry, right? So again, stop doing it the slow way of just trying to trying to do it on YouTube and doing a few door to doors here or there, doing a few cold calls here and there, doing some networking here. Again, those all work. You should be still doing those, but you have to add in digital marketing, and you should at least be not yeah, you should master, but if you can't master it, at least be good enough to do your own campaigns, right? And again, I keep saying campaigns because we have to treat this like a real business. Because I guarantee you, if you're making 10, 20, 30,000 per month, right, you will be treating it like a real business. Like I go to these conferences and I'm in different business groups with cleaning businesses and other blue collar businesses, right, where they're doing 5, 8, $10 million a year, and they're not special. These folks are not like Harvard ex grads, or most of them didn't finish high school or just finished high school, right? Or they're not the illest, these brainiacs. They're not these tech savvy brainiacs. They were just they were hard workers, right? And they figured out the game, right? And I guarantee you, all of them are doing what I just said as far as digital marketing, lead generation. All of them are. Now they still have a aspect of they're still doing cold calling, mailing, door to door, those type of things. But even their cold calling, right? I think cold calling works. Again, I had a cold caller for a couple of years, right? And it was a he actually, and he set probably his goal was to set 1 or 2 appointments each day, and he worked 4 days a week. So you do the math. So I knew from my cold calling campaign, I was getting anywhere from uh, 4 to 8 leads slash appointments each week, just from the cold calling campaign. And then I added in, we were still doing mailings. We were still doing referrals. We were still getting referrals. We were still doing networking, getting those, government contracts and stuff. And then we added in some cold emailing. We added in some PPC, Google Ads, right? So now we knew, okay, each month we're probably going to get anywhere from 15 to 30 leads. Well, not 30, okay, 15 to 25 leads each month. That was our goal. I mean that was our ratio, our average, 15 to 25 leads each month. All right, and then say out of that 15 to 25 leads, and a lead is only a person who might be interested in your service. So that's the first step. Second step is a whole is getting talking to them, getting them interested, going through the walkthrough, sending the proposal, and then getting the job. You being the nice, you being that bidder. So between 15 25 leads, we might close uh four, say three or four average, say three or four monthly. Because some leads take some time, some aren't just like you get it and you close it. Some might take months to get to that point. But if you're closing I guess from this, not even bigger size contracts, if you're closing 4 to 5 new customers each month, right, you can now dictate or somewhat dictate your revenue each month. And trust me, it sounds like where you are now, maybe in your business, it sounds like it can't be done, but you have to sit down and kind of realize, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not at least getting 10 to 20, say at least 10K a month, and then 20K a month, right? 10K a month could be 2, 3, or 4 or 5 contract, depending on the size of the contract. Right. So if 10K a month is, say, 5 contracts, or let's just say 6 contracts, 10K a month, say it's 5. So 10K a month is now 5 or 6 contracts. Right. Work backwards. Right. So we know 6 contracts each month is 10K, or say 3 months. So what do I have to do to get 6 contracts? How many leads do I get? If I'm closing one lead, excuse me, if I'm closing one person for every 10 leads, then maybe I have to get 60 leads. Then I'll close 6 of those out of 60, right? 10%. Then if you get better, it's going to be, trust me, if you get better, it's going to be 2 out of every 10, then 3 out of every 10. But say right now is 1 or 2 out of every 10 you're closing to get that 6 leads. That means you have to know in data through your marketing campaign, how many phone calls do I have to make, or how many phone calls does my cold caller have to make each week? Again, I knew or he was going to get fired. I knew he had to bring in at least one. If he was part-time, 1 lead per day, average. If he was full-time, at least 2 leads per day. So I knew that. And if he didn't do that, it's on to the next. So me spending that, whatever, 140, 150 a week on a cold caller, right? If we just closed or just got 1 lead per month, paid for that plus some more, right? So I figured out, okay, that was that. I figured out I needed a cold email system. So I figured out and learned cold emailing. There's a free way and then there's a paid way. The free way is doing just yourself on your own, whatever. That's a free way. It still works, but it's smaller. So I learned the other way, right? Complex. It probably costs about 150 a month with all the systems and platforms that I have to set up and pay for each month. 150 a month, right? But I know for every I don't know, 300 cold emails or 200 cold emails, I'm getting a lead. But I know also once you get going on cold emailing, you can send thousands of emails per week on automation. All right. And then with this chat GPT going on, I'm using them in Jasper to set up my the email sequence. Easy. So I create emails now in minutes instead of hours, in minutes. And I'll do a training on AI and Chat GPT in a minute, Chat GPT in a minute, and later on, maybe this week, right? So it's no excuse. So it's no excuse to get this done and figure this out, right? So again, still incorporate what you're doing, right? Step it up somewhat, incorporate, but also add a marketing campaign for your lead conversion, so you know what you need to happen to reach that 10K mark a month, and then to reach that 20K a month. Because once you reach that first 10K a month, right? You know the only answer to that is to double your lead conversions. So once you figure out your 5K a month, then your 10K a month, you know all you have to do is just double your lead conversions. So if you made 10K a month on this many leads per month, you just have to double it to get 20K a month. It's just that simple. So if you're, it's just don't overdo it. It's a numbers game. It's that simple. Again, I'm not even going into adding extra services to your, you're adding extra services, snow, landscaping, power washing. Not adding that. I'm not adding networking leads. I'm not adding about government contract later on, in your years. Just your first year or two, you could be at six figures if you figure the lead generation part out, right? And stop doing the low hanging fruit. And it's going to take some big boys, because you're a boss, you're a CEO, you're the leader of your company. So I don't care if you're the best cleaner. How many leads are you bringing in to your company each month? That's what counts. That's what counts, right? And there's so many ways to kind of figure out how to get leads, right? But you better understand how to get digital leads. I don't care if you just figure out one. If you just figure out how to do Google Ads, just figure out LinkedIn, just figure out cold emailing, and you will make a lot of leads, which is going to lead to a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of proposals, and a lot of contracts each month. So I see a few questions. I'm not sure they're still here. I have it, but I don't know how to use it. I think he or she might mean LinkedIn. If you mean LinkedIn, if you want to, if you want me to do a LinkedIn training, under this video, just put the word LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very powerful. And it says, where should I get commercial leads? I just named a couple. You have to, so to get commercial leads, you have to, again, I'll name the low-hanging fruit ways, right? The ways we all know. Cold calling, right? And I would suggest cold calling, meaning that you hire someone else to cold call. Hire a VA to cold call. That VA is going to, if you hire the right VA, he's going to get you one or two leads per day. You do the math, right? Mailings, right? Door to door, obviously networking, strategic partnerships, meaning partnered with painters, landscapers, snow removals who also do complexes or buildings. Partner with them because they already know, and they're already in the system as far as who to talk to in that building facility. So partner with them. If they get you in, they get whatever, 10% gift card, whatever, gift cards, whatever, right? And then obviously referral programs. That's the long game. Those are the low-hanging fruit ones that everybody's doing. We're all doing. We know they work, right? They've been time tested. They all work. Some of them are the slow game. They're long. They're slow to actually get a lot of leads. You might get a lead here or there, right? But again, I said again that success loves speed, right? And right now, success loves automation. So these are the new ways to automate to get leads, where you're getting 10, 15, 20 leads per month once you master or at least get good at these. Again, so it's social media marketing, paid ads, it's Google ads, expensive. Well, expensive, well, it kind of depends on your budget, right? But very effective. Social media marketing, paid ads, very effective. Almost guaranteed leads, those two, right? Google My Business is the long run, but it's very effective. SEO, search engine optimization, very effective, but also, again, it's the long run, right? It's the long play, I should say. It's a long play. Cold email marketing, it's the cheapest form. It's the long and short play, but it works. Very effective too, if you know how to do it the right way. And again, cold email marketing is not, let me go get 10, 20 people, put them in my Gmail or my AOL email, and then then email them once every while. No, it's going to LinkedIn. It's figuring out LinkedIn, Hunter.io, Apollo.io or Zoom Info, where you can get massive list of, of people who are in your target market. Massive list for a monthly fee, obviously, right? Then you can use Scrape, SKRAPP.io, to scrape LinkedIn information. So really that system will get you the emails of your target market in LinkedIn, those platforms. So now you have a list of people that are better suited to target after. Then you kind of go into LinkedIn, you go into cold emailing, all those things. But you're doing it automated, so you're sending off dozens and hundreds of emails and cold calls and Google all that stuff daily. So again, it's a numbers game. So if you're doing that every day, just because it's a numbers game, you're going to get some feedback. You're going to get somebody interested in your services. All these facilities and businesses, they're online, right? They're online and they need your service. Then obviously it's the whole follow-up game, which is very, very important. But that's later on conversation, right? But again, to end this real quick, right? It's just the main point is to step our lead generation game up, right? Know your data. Know how many leads you have to close a customer. Is it 10? Is it for every 5 leads you close one? Is it for every 20 leads you close one? Know that number. All right. Then from those leads, how many walkthroughs do you get? How many proposals are you sending off each month? If you haven't done a walkthrough or proposal in the last couple months, you're doing something wrong. If you haven't done that, please DM me. If you haven't had dozens of them in the last few months, you're doing something wrong. And again, you're not doing something wrong. You're just playing the slow game. And the slow game works for some people. It does. It doesn't work for me, but it works for some people. But again, there's a better way now. When I first started, all this social media and Google My Ads and SEO wasn't around then. Facebook wasn't no LinkedIn around then. It was the old way, door to door and mailings. Those were the only way back then. Those were the only way. So I'll end with this: you still do those type of marketing, but you also have to have some digital marketing and know it and figure it out. Right? Know your numbers and be better at lead generation, and be better at sales, which is basically lead conversions. How many of the leads are you turning into customers? And that's sales. So get master. If you can master lead generation and conversions, you make a lot of money in this game, this industry, a lot of money. I don't care about mastering other stuff, whatever. Master those two things: lead generation and lead conversions. So I'll leave you with that.